Yes, and she's got an hour time travel too.
I'll just give this right now. That's my actual name. I won't.
I just pictured an old lady named Brian in 49 years. He's not.
Okay, it's 10:01 and 10 o'clock back there. We'll call, the meeting to order. Everything's here now. We'll do the approval for the minutes of August 19th, 2024 and August 29th, 2024. Anybody gonna make a motion?
Hey.
Seriously? Is there discrepancies on it or what? Anybody got any questions on those two meetings? 19th and 29th? Comments? Yeah. If not, we need a motion to approve it.
Oh, sorry.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Undershoots, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Wedrick, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Public comment, limited 3 minutes per person with a maximum public comments of 30 minutes on agenda items only. Public comments, please.
I guess I'll go. I think the county should highly consider looking into contracting. I'm aware that an individual group has reached out to you with interest in doing dogs for the county. And I just wanna note that the state of Wisconsin does not recognize cats, at all to any degree unless a municipality makes an ordinance, and the only one in Rusk County that has an ordinance is the city of Ladysmith. So there's no legal obligations to have to act on cats, which would also remedy the $600,000 addition they wanna do to house more cats. So I think it would be a good thing to look into, it'll save tons of money for the county. From an open records request I did, I got the response that after 4 days, an animal at the shelter becomes ward of the county to do with as they please, so whether that's transfer, adopt out, or euthanize, no animal would be at your facility for more than 4 days as far as dogs go, and you wouldn't even have to entertain cats unless municipalities made ordinances. And yeah, I just think that would be the way to go, because the problem I'm hearing is someone's overwhelmed with having 2 different job roles, but if you don't have a shelter, you remedy that problem of there being 2 jobs under one person. So I think it would be wise to look into, so, thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Public comment?
I guess I will. Okay, so, onto the animal shelter yet again.
Is this
I
on the
guess,
agenda?
you know, the county is what, $2.7 million behind, in addition to the shelter, is
Is this on
just
the agenda?
astronomical right now, and, the, today during the meeting, it was brought up that now that person, wants a heated garage. We're millions of dollars, over budget, and entertaining, wishes like that when there's just not a way to do it, is not fair to the employees or to the public, because there's just not a way to do that right now. And so, in addition would just cost a lot of money, and, we just don't have it, as well as, you know, asking for a full-time employee when you already have, you know, 3 part-time employees, and you're not staggering them, to make the best use of them. So, I guess that's a lot. So, anyways, thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments?
Is that on the agenda? Are those agenda items that were discussed?
Part of the budget. It's part of the budget thing.
Sure is.
Public comment, this is the apology.
What's this?
Well, this
Says
isn't,
animal shelter budget, so yep.
Guess I did kinda allow that, didn't I?
thank you for
The
admitting
animal
that,
shelter budget is on
but
there.
But it's part of
but
it.
I'm gonna
It's part of the
I'm gonna
budget.
continue on, because telling you that she wants a heated garage and your eyes bugging out, that's offensive.
Well, I don't-
Because
I don't
because
mean that.
because a donor could not you're offensive, the statement's offensive, because a donor could pay for that heated garage, and that heated garage is to take away building a $600,000 addition. So to come here and present facts as facts when they're really a twist of the truth is not acceptable, especially when you have donors and you have funding. There would be funding to build a garage for $40,000 or $50,000, and there's donors that are willing to help. This is offensive.
It would increase the bills. A heated garage
Please-
would increase
please
the
stop,
bills.
Stop. Any more public comment? My bad for opening up the world to the wrong agenda item only, but I figured it was part of the budget side of it, but
It is part.
here nor there. Any more public comment? If not, public comment would be closed. We're gonna bounce over to item number 6, if anybody doesn't mind. For Verna. Treasurer's report. Take it away.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I've got, 2 out-of-county travel requests to go, be okay in my fall conference and their fall, district meeting. And then I also wanted to say that I've not put those tax deeds out for sale. I think we kinda talked about it last month. Because we don't know for sure what Act 207 is all about. And if you read your email for the WCA conference this coming week, they are going to be talking about, so I would hope that you guys would go to that one. I put on there, it looks to me like it's from 3:30 to 4:30 on Monday. So that'd be good to know. And I also listed out what the things that we are concerned about. And Rich as well, I think is gonna be there too, hopefully. So that would be great, and that would be, we don't know if we're supposed to, always before we tried to just get back our taxes, but the money that we put into it. Now I think they want us to sell it for what the appraised value is. That's something to find out, that right to repurchase, who can repurchase it? Is it just the house, if they were living there, or if it's a vacant land, we don't really know either. How far do we have to search for people to return the money to? It gets to be, quite a bit. So, but we don't know for sure what all that entails. So if you could just, keep your ears open for those kinds of questions. Then my, treasurer's report, interest rates are going down, they just changed that, dropped them yesterday, the Fed rate. So, the rates are going down. I do put out every week, usually something to American Deposit. They really have some nice CDs, but if we already have a CD with them for the, FDIC, then we can't get another one, so they might advertise at 5.40, but we can only get maybe something at 4.85 because that bank isn't available to us. But I did get one last week, 12-month for 5.40 before they started going down. Also, I wanted to get the okay, we have a tax deed, 40-acre tax deed, and I think we talked about this one before, it's over on Lake McGee. It used to be underwater because of a dam. The dam is no longer, it's been abandoned, so there it is dried up a lot. The neighbor wants to purchase it. I think they were trying to get it through forestry. I think she actually did some bidding on it, but what we would need to do, it's on a do not sell list, and I think it's because it was underwater. We took it like in 1956, we don't know why, we were just assuming it because it was underwater. So we would like to put that on our sale for this coming, when I do decide to sell. And that one, because it was acquired prior to the Act 260 and Act 207, I think we'd be able to keep those proceeds, but I should probably get the okay from finance to sell it. Like I said, I don't have any idea. The only reason why I think it was on the do not sell is because it was underwater. We have a few parcels like that. So I think it's actually in an account number under the do not sell, so it's not, we'd have to transfer that out. But so anyway, I did send you a picture of where that's at. Don't know if in the email. So I just need the okay to sell that one.
Motion to sell that parcel.
I don't know that we can do that based on the agenda. Yeah, I didn't know it was on the
It
agenda.
wouldn't be under tax deeds. I mean,
Well, but that's under a report. I'm sorry.
okay, well, no problem, cause I'm not gonna vote right today, so,
So if we put it under discussion.
and now you know.
And we'll need like the parcel number to put on the agenda as well.
Yep. So any questions on mine? It was mentioned last, we do have, a higher amount of tax certificates, probably about 60,000 more than what we had last year. Of all the 72 counties, most of them have gone up, so it's not like it's just us.
Did I read that right on your report? A couple of years ago, there was only one, at this time of year, there was only one property that was in arrears. And now there's like lots.
Well, yeah, but they know, most of them are the same ones over and over and over, and they know how long they have to pay, and in the end, we used to take like maybe 10 or 12. Last few years, it's only been a couple, and there's been a lot of help for delinquent homeowners during COVID, so that helped too. In the end, we only take 10 or less. But yeah, there's a lot to start out with.
They're playing the game.
Yep, that's right.
State Feds just cut interest rates yesterday.
Yep. Like 50,
50 points.
yeah, 50 points, so,
50 basis. 50 basis point.
Yeah, just half of them.
which is big,
I think they only expected them to do a quarter,
right?
from what I
right.
heard.
Investment Does anybody have any other questions?
How's your one property coming along? Improved,
I have to remind her by, she's been making monthly payments,
so at least it's progressing in the right direction.
but I've had to make the 3 calls. Yeah, I mean, I guess if that's what it takes,
I hear you.
I would be a little more concerned if it was my home, but
If there's no other questions on that, we can go to number 5 for the out of county travel.
$27 is to Sawyer County, district meeting and the, WCTA fall conference.
Say that loud enough so everybody hears that? Say that loud enough so everybody hears that?
For out of county travel, we got $27 for a district meeting in Sawyer County. And we got $444 for WCTA fall conference in Boston.
Those are both your department.
Do we got any others that are gonna fall into this? I'll make a motion to approve the out of county travel.
Motion by Mr. Overshoot, second by Mr. Meyer to approve the out of county travel. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Out of county travel is approved. Okay, now, you wanna go to the top?
Or we can just finish the regular meetings, I told Sky just to come.
So let's just start at 1 now and then go through.
Sure.
Resolution designating American Rescue Plan Act funds to be used for the Rusk County Project 8, elimination from the project and utilization for Lake Avenue Clinic purchase.
Okay, so this resolution I emailed out, John's got the one to sign there. It is de-obligating funds for projects that were underspent and then allocating them to the Lake Ave Clinic purchase to spend all of those ARPA funds. There are a couple of projects that aren't fully spent yet, but they have assured me that they will fully spend them within the allowable timeframe.
And we're not worried that any other, all these projects are gonna spend all their money at this point.
Yeah, that's what I just said, yeah.
That's what we're hoping for.
Well,
We only got till December.
well, so I'm wondering if we should wait till like November in case something comes back, so we don't gotta.
We're good.
You know that because you see the numbers.
Well, and I got confirmation from any department that's still in project.
That's right, because we made that known last time, is to let us know when they're done.
Yeah, there's just maybe 4 or 5 projects that aren't fully spent yet, but
But they feel that they're gonna have it all allocated out.
they've assured me that they have, and that they will.
Any other, questions or comments on the resolution? We need a motion, that's true, right?
So,
Do we need that motion that to board now?
yeah, you guys have to sign it, you too.
I'll make the motion
Motion by Mr. Undershoots, push to the board, right?
for the resolution of the county board.
Okay. Is there a second? Second. Second by Mr. Cotton. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Resolution, moving on. Funding for ARPA project costs and exceeded appropriations.
Okay, so while I was working on this resolution, there were 4 projects that overspent their ARPA allocations by nearly $30,000. I emailed the department, said, hey, you're over your ARPA allocation by this amount on this project, this amount on this project, this amount on this project. Where should those expenses be coded? I asked for a response a week ago, I have not received a response, at least answering the question yet. But I know this department does not have it in their budget, so, you know, it's up to you guys to decide where that funding is gonna come from.
Thank you.
So,
Randy's no longer on the finance committee,
What was that? Oh, sorry, I just took a, sorry, I didn't even look at that page.
sign this, just so we can cross out.
cross out Randy.
Sorry, I just, I'm using the same ARPA resolution.
Randy,
So I probably need to update that other part. I can print another one. I can
Yeah,
print
you're
it-
gonna have to print another
Yeah, I'll
one.
print an
You
updated one.
You got a couple names on
yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry about
the
that.
whole board
Yeah.
is-
Sorry, I just was using the same ARPA resolutions as I carried forward.
Back to this ARPA thing, so we spent ARPA, has exceeded,
Yes, there were 4 projects. The first one was for the server project, which was approved for, I believe, 232,000 something. So that one's $12,439.32 over. The server room upgrades were approved for up to $10,000. And that one is over by $2,038.03. The disaster recovery project was approved for up to $95,000, so that one is over by $12,290.30. And the fiber project for the courthouse was approved for up to $42,000, and that one is over by $3,215.62.
Well, how much does a disaster recovery work for, right?
The disaster recovery was $95,000.
And what was that for again?
I'll take those.
You
Like
get those?
backups, I believe, it was for computer system backups.
95,000?
That's what it was approved for. So it was overspent by $12,290.
Okay, that was my question, so it's overspent by.
Every one of these are IT.
The total comes to like 29,900 and something. All together. And I haven't gotten a response as to why and how and.
That's the only ones that have exceeded,
Yes.
nothing else from another department?
No, but the other departments went over, they just put the difference into their operating budget.
Is he here today?
I don't know.
I'd sure like to have an explanation why.
If you can't get a response, the committee needs one.
Okay.
I'd like to table this until he can
Do you want me to, I can text him, do you want me to? Sure.
come down and explain to us how 4 major projects can run over.
And not by just a little, that's a lot.
Well, and I think part of the problem was that, you know how last year in August, I got a phone call that we were like several $100,000 in arrears with Heartland Business Systems in payments, cause there was like 20-some invoices that hadn't been paid. I think the same thing happened again this year, because, in August, all of a sudden, there were invoices that were paid from April. So I think that it was just not tracking how much they were spending or not.
Where my thought went when you first started explaining this, but I'd like to hear what he has to say before I jump the gun. If you don't track what you're spending till it's done, it's pretty easy to go over. I mean, if you got a quote on something, then you bring to the committee, you shouldn't be going over the quote.
When those expenses, they can't stay in the ARPA budget, they have to get moved out.
Right.
There's no funding in there for it. Anyways.
Triples, 2 triples.
of stuff to do today. We just
Okay, you wanna
move
keep
on.
moving on and see what the response is?
Circle back.
That's my vote.
Alright, we'll circle back. Resolution setting the fees and relating to marriage license. Getting expensive to get married now or what?
Well, the county clerks across the state, we're all setting our fees at $100, so that's all together, so it doesn't matter where you go, cause you can go anywhere anymore. So if you're from Rusk County, you can go to Dunn County or wherever you wanna go, so we're doing a standard across the board. And then there's also a, waiver fee of $25 that they're doing as well, so I'm requesting to align with the rest of the counties.
This is $100.
$100,
What's the current?
75.
What's that waiver fee for?
Waiting. If they're in a rush.
So they have to get at least
Oh, it's
3
a
days in
3 day,
advance.
oh yeah, okay. Oh, so they can,
They want us to get married tomorrow, we're gonna charge you
I'll give you a good long heads up.
That's what that's for.
this goes to the full board too, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Just take a motion to approve this,
I'll make that motion.
Second.
motion by Mr. Cullen, second by Mr. Meyer, to approve the resolution to the full board. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Approval of invoices, has everybody had a chance to look at the invoices? Did you look at it?
Yes, oh my god.
You got a question on it? Go ahead, page two.
You should come down for
I guess one question is, I know this came up with the sheriff's department and everything about charging gas at Quick Trip, and all of a sudden now we have a whole bunch of county cars. It looks like Quick Trip charges for gas. I thought they were supposed to,
Some of them might be at conferences and stuff, cause when you're out of county and you have to fill up a vehicle, you gotta go wherever you can. I can look up some specific ones if you'd like.
well, no, I was just looking because there's a whole list of them that are from Quick Trip, and it's like, doesn't really say what, it just says fuel, this and that, and I thought that, we raised the question with the sheriff's department, don't do that, and then all of these things, but like you say, maybe,
Like bolt patrol. Did you look up one of those?
these are,
079958.
like I say, maybe these are, like you said, they're
Cause
the,
it's not premium that they have at highway, so that's why for the boat they have to put premium.
And then I'm sure someone like B73 was probably at like a training or something. Like, okay, Jimmy, 012937.
That's why they determine that, our Quick Trip in this town is number 455. Anything out of the 455 number is a different Quick Trip.
It doesn't give
it
this
doesn't
one
give
number.
that.
That's why I was
This
asking.
one says transport fuel, so
Yeah, so
they were in
probably-
Wisconsin.
I see the Quick Trip showing on that one, 628, so, that's not in our area.
How often are the library fees paid to the city?
monthly,
monthly, so we pay 23,000 a month.
and then we do a settlement after year end.
Trying to find the other.
What's this one for Air Tech Sports?
Oh, that was for one of the Health and Human Services ARPA expenses for those community projects. The Lady Smith Trails Association purchased a snowmobile for grooming, like, ski trails.
Okay. Just thought it was odd that coming through HHS.
Yeah, that's one of
I
those
saw that.
ARPA resolutions that came through county board.
Yeah, I remember now.
There are a few in that gray folder too, but not many.
If you took out Health and Human Services, you'd have a lot lower bills.
Yeah, perfect world.
There's one that should I can't find the other one. It was actually a negative amount here, and I'm wondering why would we have a negative amount?
Oh, cause it was probably a credit card purchase where they refunded it onto our credit card, so then if it's a refund on a credit card, it gets entered in as like a negative invoice.
Okay, so then it got split up among other things before, okay, 'cause I can't find it right now, but it was like 8,000, I think, or something, and I thought, well, why is there a credit?
Yeah, 8,000 seems like a lot, but.
Was it the first supply?
Yep, it is, first supply, $8,941. Highway accounts.
Sometimes they, like, if they charge sales tax, they'll reverse out the entire original transaction, so that could have been the case too.
For the pipe and coupler, some gaskets. Maybe they got sent back, maybe we had more than they needed.
People get charged, so they accidentally charged us twice.
Didn't we buy all new tasers at the sheriff's department? Kinda confused why we're spending $350 for a taser battery pack. I thought that all came with it when we bought that whole thing.
They only last for so many charges.
I thought maintenance, there was like a maintenance package with that and stuff.
But I don't think they have provided the batteries.
No.
That's kinda just an
I mean, it's not
operating,
much.
I think it's like an operating expense, just replacing those.
And I kinda figured that, but I seemed like I remembered something with that package.
And it came with the batteries.
I did too, but maybe if you use them. Guess I never noticed this on here before.
I can ask for further clarification on that if you want.
They must not be rechargeable or nothing though.
I'm not sure.
I'd have to ask Jeff.
I was just curious.
So I'm curious too.
Want me to send out the email?
If they buy a new one, how many months do you get out of it? Once a year?
I don't know, it's months, it's like, I use this.
Use
Yeah, how many times?
Oh, so it's so much, wow.
They gotta like test them, like spark test them, I think, pretty often, so I'm sure they use battery, but if they're
batteries and stuff or computers.
Yeah.
Should just shut them down.
Kinda educate us a little.
What scoreboard did we fix at the fairgrounds?
The one that was in the storage.
I think we're using it on the T-ball fields or
Of the what?
Is that the one we found in storage and they finally put it up?
I think so.
The old football scoreboard?
Whatever one was in storage, don't ask me how old it
I
is.
think it might have even been intended for the hockey rink. I'm not sure. Trivia would be able to answer that.
What did we put back up for?
T-ball.
T-ball?
I'm not sure. I couldn't
I think
remember.
it's baseball and
But it's an electronic one?
Huh?
It's an electronic one?
I think so, why would I
We
get?
paid $1,500 to B&B to put it back up.
They had to up the electrical back up and stuff. I guess it's been in there for years, and nobody's,
Well, there was an old football scoreboard out there 40 years ago, cause Flannel played football in
I
it.
don't know if it's 40 years old, but I know that this one's been sitting in there for quite some time. It finally got pulled out and put up.
We got the Motorola solutions for the, tower upgrade. Are we almost done with the tower upgrade or is that?
No, that will be well into 2025.
$24,000 for a rooftop HVAC unit?
Yep, that was out at the ADF building, that was approved in summer, August, I think of 2023. That took about all of the money we had for rent, so wiped all that out pretty much.
There's someone in that now?
Yep, ADF is out there.
Okay, yeah.
Charmaine's gonna try Jim at home, but they're not sure if he's coming in today.
What?
Charmaine's gonna try Jim at home, they're not sure if he's coming in today.
Any more questions on the bills? If not, entertain a motion to pay the bills. Select by Mr. Whitewig, is there a second? Second by Mr. Collins, seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Bills are paid. First time administrative coordinator report.
Okay, so from the personnel committee, Landcon has an intern who has a specific skill set. They have their FAA Part 107 drone license, so Nick requested that they be paid a rate of $16 an hour rather than $12.50 an hour, and that was approved by the personnel committee. The Trails End caretaker hours were increased from 750 to 1,250 for 2025. That will be coming to the board for final approval in October. Now that we have James out there, he has been doing the mowing, he does a lot of the minor maintenance, so he's taking on a lot of the responsibilities that had been falling on our maintenance department. So Shar does believe that the transfer from maintenance will be less now that James is taking care of that, so that there should be room in the budget to increase his hours. Also, a finance accountant 2 job description was approved by personnel in the finance department, and HR is still waiting for a grade from Carlson Detman. The county will be holding a wellness fair on September 26th, and personnel did approve the use of some wellness dollars for that event. And also on September 26th, we will have our initial negotiation meeting with the WPPA. And then I'll also just say from personnel, since with Stacy's resignation, Sherry Wallace is our acting chair of that committee now. County has the interest letters for Stacy's position due back on October 11th, and then committee on committees will hopefully be able to meet that following week. From joint management, the city has the infill building for the Forest Industrial Park out for bid. And from the ad hoc committee, that committee has directed the Samuels Group and Venture to investigate made two options. And to try to get the cost of the south side option down to 30 million. So they made a lot of cuts yesterday and got it down to about 27 million. And then we discussed starting to kind of add things back in that we feel are necessary to get to about that $30 million mark. Samuel's also presented to the highway committee and the ad hoc construction committee with a possible phased approach to improvements out at the highway shop. So one of the options that the ad hoc committee was really interested in was the phase one approach, getting our trucks and our two excavators, I think it was excavators, and 4 pickup trucks under roof. So as you guys are aware, you've been investing a lot of money into equipment out at the highway shop, which is amazing. The lifespan on equipment that's outside, as we all know, is less than if it's under roof. So Samuels came in and just did a very kind of basic overview of the equipment we have. Talked to Justin about what would be like a need tomorrow. If he could put things under roof tomorrow, what would it be? And that was the plan they came back with for a cost, if you include a wash bay, of about $7 million. So there was interest with the ad hoc committee, okay, if we can pare the jail down to about 30 million, we could also possibly tackle something out at highway in one bonding for the same amount as we had been looking at for the initial jail project. So, kind of some exciting news coming out of that committee, and they will be back to present their findings October 16th. So, and then I don't have any updates on the other sites other than Oakleaf continues to be current with rent.
Any other questions for Ashley? Not, move on to number 8, clerk's report.
Gearing up for the November 5th election, absentee ballots are out. There is a problem with JFK filed an appeal after he was told that his name can't be taken off the ballot. There's appeal to the Second District Court of Appeal yesterday, for the case. There's no hearing scheduled yet, so there might be a B ballot, we don't know yet. We have 51 marriages, the dog license, there's 141 people that have not paid their license. They have till the end of October to pay those, going up to the clerk's court. We right now have 3 open records requests that are paused, waiting for payment. Other than that,
Okay, finance director report.
Okay, we had Kristen start this week as our finance accountant 1. She'll be coming in a few days next week too. She's learning AP, catching on rather quickly. I got the final financial statements for 2023 today. So, I'm gonna try to get those uploaded and reporting them with Emma tomorrow. Otherwise we've just been busy with budgets and everything else.
Good?
Yep.
Number 10, review and amend future committee meetings.
Oh.
We didn't quite that far.
Yeah, we'll probably have to.
Circle back to that one.
Yeah, see how far we get with the budgets.
Charmaine did get back to me, it doesn't sound like Jim's gonna be coming in today.
Really? When we do, what are we supposed to do that, 11?
Yeah, Pete's here for that, but Rich and Jeremy are not yet, so.
Guess from that point, where do you wanna go from here?
Well, so there were several departments or budgets that we didn't get back as far as the cuts go. CDBG, but we really didn't ask for that because that doesn't use any levy. Corp council,
County clerk.
yeah, we didn't get county clerk, county board, IT, land conservation, register of deeds, treasurer, still.
You can borrow my budget, you can talk about my budget, if you guys wanna have something covered,
What, we're sitting here, what's going on?
that's what I figured, I'll just be here. Right, Joe?
You might not have a job by the time you're done.
Okay. We go with county board too, cause I oversee that one.
Pardon?
The invoices.
No, we are going to county board, yeah.
You give it to her, get her. Like a couple of-
County clerk.
Yeah, me. What would you like to cut? You can cut some off my office supplies, take 1,000 off that. Because I don't, if I can get somebody to order me a computer this year, I have my budget, but I can't get a computer ordered. And the software subscription, that's county boards, that's this stuff here. Okay. What else you wanna cut?
That you
Elections?
This would be on that list.
That's just two. So next year there's two, and the following year there's four, so that's how we. And if you look, the last time there was two, we're at 66, and so I just made it 70 because.
I guess my question is, before we start all this, and that's fine, we cut stuff, and I'm not just talking about this, but I'm talking about all of them. We're not gonna have a way to hold people accountable. They're just gonna go over anyhow. And
That was a conversation I already had with Jane. And I'm not sure how to approach that. Because, again, and Jamie and I talked, and it's the same thing. They can cut all they want, they're just gonna go spend it anyway, so how you
right, it's the same as if we appropriate funds for something and give them 4 projects and they go over on every one. If there's no bite to the bark, what's the point?
I think that's a longer conversation. Phil's in here if you want to explain the tasers. They wanted a brief, they were just trying to understand, like, because there's batteries purchased on
Explain
the.
it, yeah.
I thought there was a maintenance that came with that, that's the only reason I brought it up.
Yeah, it's software maintenance. So every time a taser is deployed, with a computer in it, you have to plug it into a certain computer, and it downloads all the information from that taser. Like who it was assigned to, how long the duration of it was, the date, the time it was deployed. The batteries, so you buy a taser, the taser doesn't come with a battery. You have to actually buy the battery.
They didn't come with that package?
Yeah, it got
Oh, okay.
yeah, it all came with it.
Okay.
But you, like, I can call Axon and I can order a taser, and if I just order the taser, the battery doesn't come with it, I have to order the battery too. But yes, it all came with it. The batteries are rechargeable, and the batteries are supposed to last for years. They didn't tell us, yeah, it's gonna last for 7 years, but the batteries are supposed to last for years. What we didn't do on our initial purchase, we didn't order any extra batteries, which we thought about afterwards. So we're probably gonna have to order a couple, 2 to 4 extra batteries, because if something goes wrong with one of those other batteries, we can't take that weapon out of service. We have to have a spare battery for it, put in it, so. At some point in 25, we're probably gonna order a few more batteries.
Well, the reason they were questioning is because there was a battery on, like, purchased recently.
Yes, for our
Package
old,
of 3 or
for
whatever.
our old tasers. Because two guys, for their old tasers, their batteries were bad. So we had to order 2 because we're not going to the new tasers for at least another month to month and a half.
Oh, I thought you had them already.
We do, but we haven't been trained on them yet.
Oh.
So for the training for the new tasers, because it's a totally different weapon system, each person that carries a taser has to do an online course, which is about 4 hours, and then they do the actual hands-on physical training, which is 6 hours. So, and it's gonna be kind of a scheduling nightmare to try to facilitate that, all the logistics and schedules and shifts and all that, so. Our taser trainers right now are just getting the online coursework ready. They're gonna email me when it's ready, and then I will send that out to our whole department with the link, telling them that they have to complete this 4-hour online training before the date of our in-person training.
Okay.
So, fun stuff.
Okay, that answers your question, right?
So yes, the batteries are just purchased for the old ones.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank
Good?
you.
Yep, good. I'm good.
And I think everybody's here for that closed session, so.
Alright. That's what you would be. Closed session. Referring to legal counsel to 19.85, for conferring with legal counsel for the governing governmental body who rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by a body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved, to wit, advice from DOT, they're going closed session. Moved by Mr. Lightweight, second by Mr. Meyer, we're now in closed session.
It's gotta be roll call.
Oh, sorry, all in favor, say aye.
No, roll call.
Roll call. Mr. Meyer,
Yes.
Mr. Coggins,
Yes.
Mr. Undershoes,
Yes.
Mr. Lightweight, yes, myself, yes. And now,
Facebook, Twitter.
I don't think it's gonna do any.
Pretzels? Nuts too.
Alright.
I think we, yeah,
okay, no action taken in the closed session. So that brings us back around, oh, wait, that takes us right to adjourn.
Back to the top.
End of the page.
We got lots of work to do.
I tried, guys.
We're not adjourning.
You tried and you tried.
What's up, number 2?